I'm joined now by Malcolm Harrison, CEO of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply. Malcolm, thanks so much for joining us here today. So the pandemic, shifts in global trade agreements, other world events, how far has all of this really shaken up our supply chains?
They've shaken up supply chains massively. And you think of some of the ways that these issues are interconnected. So energy supply, global shipping, the availability of neon gas to manufacture chips to manufacture cars, or chips to put into your digital devices. It's all interconnected, and the global pandemic in particular has really thrown into the spotlight the importance of supply chains. And this profession has never been in so much in demand because of the challenges that those supply chains are presenting today, and organisations want those challenges solved.
And through all of this disruption, of course, there are so many other factors to consider, sustainability being one of them. How achievable is that, given all of the other issues that we need to think about at the same time?
Sharon, you say that sustainability is important. To me, it's absolutely critical, because this is an issue for our planet. This is about climate change. This is about protecting our environment for the future. This is about the responsible use of scarce resources. Now, any issue which affects consumers, which affects employees, which affects shareholders, that has to be an issue which is important to any organisation. And I believe that every CEO should make sure that their organisation has a real focus on sustainability, and many of the ESG challenges are in supply chains. So you need to have the right people with the right skills focused on addressing those challenges.
What about diversity? What are some of the benefits of working with, say, smaller enterprises, for example?
So I think there are two real angles to diversity. The first one, as you say, is all about working with smaller enterprises. These tend to be more local, they tend to be more innovative, more agile. They're the challenger organisations, and every procurement professional likes a challenger organisation. But local suppliers are also really good in terms of building a more resilient supply chain. And then, of course, there's the importance of having a diverse team. And that's not just about gender parity. I mean, I think we've got pretty good gender parity in the profession, but there are other protected characteristics. Ethnicity, some of the other challenges that we need to make sure that we're addressing as a profession, to have a really good diverse team, and then to be truly inclusive as well.
How important a role is digitisation playing now in the changing role of procurement?
So the procurement and supply profession has had to really get to understand supply chains, particularly due to the pandemic. And this is about not just knowing who your suppliers are, but your suppliers' suppliers are as well. And that needs really good data, it needs transparency, and you need digitisation to be able to enable that. But for me, there are two big benefits of digitisation. One is efficiency, and the other is effectiveness. So it's about doing those repeat tasks in a really efficient way, and allowing your resource to focus on the more challenging, more interesting, more strategic issues. And then it's about getting better data and quicker data, which allows you to take better and more effective decisions.
It sounds like a really exciting and dynamic time to be in procurement now. What sort of a difference have the last few years made in terms of making your profession a much more attractive proposition for the next generation?
I think it's always been an exciting and interesting profession. The difference now is it's really in the spotlight, and the pandemic has thrown that spotlight on the profession. It's an exciting profession really because it's so complex, it's so broad. You get to take strategic decisions, you get to manage complex relationships, you get to spend significant sums of money, and you get increasingly to have a responsibility for taking really important decisions on sustainability, on eliminating modern day slavery, on ensuring that we're focusing on social value and helping local economies build back better. That's a pretty exciting mix, and I think for the next generation in particular, that's what's going to make this profession a really exciting place to pursue your career.
Sounds great. Malcolm Harrison, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.